Hey dear community, so today is about mental exercise and how I would train my body. So I may not be the most muscular person, but I believe that it's what I can do with my body is almost like enough. I could train a little bit more, but I'm quite happy with how it looks at the moment. I was not happy at one point, but right now I think it's pretty much how I want it to be. So, yeah, it's about the exercise, how I achieve what I achieve from my body. Sorry, I just smoked a cigarette. Funny, eh? Um, and yeah, I may not have the perfect defined body, but yeah, I like it the way it is, and it actually is a result of this exercise, this technique. It's a technique of my spiritual guides, meaning my spiritual parents, and my spiritual guide also. She also uses this technique sometimes to a degree in a different variation. So I will just explain what I do. So the exercise XIO is first. What is exercise? It's defined as that which is repeated to achieve a goal by action of whole of being. So meaning everything you do if you ever do an exercise, if you ever went to gym or even just went running or did some push-ups on a tree or anything like that, you basically want to do that with every part of your being. You don't want to just do the exercise, push yourself up, and then don't realize what it did with your body or your mind. You want to monitor everything and know everything you're doing and how it interacts with the result you want to achieve. Second thing is it can be shuffled or ordered, meaning you can do different exercises after each other, or you can order exercises into patterns or into clumps or something like it. So it's really up to you, and it can be continuous as well. So what you can do is you can do, for example, a mental exercise of thinking about something, and just do that all the day, like meditation. So that's kind of interesting. It's also an exercise that's possible, or a continuous exercise like you do push-ups, but you do them really slowly and don't ever end the push-up to further endorse the power you lay on your muscles. So mental exercise most of the time, continuous process of repeated intention to measure. That's basically defined as a mental exercise. Most of the time is meaning not all the time you can do a mental exercise like calculating some numbers and then just stop mathematics in your brain. I mean, if you have a brain, funny. But you can also just continuously meditate on something, and that just becomes your process of mental exercise. That's meditation basically, if you like Shiva and meditate all the day. So physical exercise, mainly repeated action by mind on material idea to archetype. So a material to idea archetype, meaning if you do a physical exercise like sit up and you do that on the material plane, which is your body, you do that to the idea you want to bring forth in your body and the archetype that comes with it, measuring it to the result that is brought forth as the prototype of the archetype. Yeah. So training the body, what is it actually? What does training the body mean? Well, first, maybe the body is not really real. Like everyone tells you there's a brain. Maybe that's true. Maybe there are organs. Maybe that's true. It just really not matter because to assume that that is also not brought forth by your conscious is maybe irrelevant. So SR. Maybe it is brought forth by the mind, the whole idea with the body. And maybe spirit derivation, so maybe the body is something of your spirit. And now how I would train my body, like, did I forget something here? Maybe the body is not real, maybe it's proof, maybe it's something derived from your spirit. So IEX. Well, first you keep your muscles in tension as all in ever, so continuously. That's how I would train my body, train my body. to keep your muscles all the day, night, day, whatever. You keep your mind focused on having all the muscles in tension, not highest tension or lowest tension, some tension you feel actually comfortable with. So it doesn't hurt you too much, and if you continue to do that, at some point it is really just something you do daily without ever feeling pain or any experience at all. It just comes naturally then in my mind. So the second thing is you monitor results and feeling, meaning what you do is you feel every part of being, and then you monitor how that interacts with your spirit when you put the tension on your body. So you first start with putting the tension on your body, then you take that possibly away, but it's possibly not good. Once you start, you maybe want to keep the moment up. So you feel every part of being, meaning you look at everything you are and how this tension that you raise up in your body interacts with it, and then you monitor your results in how it feels to your mind, to your spirit, and how your body reacts to it. And then you intentionalize the part of the body, meaning you put some more pressure or more power on a certain muscular strain, meaning you manifest a pattern of strain to be unstraightened, so less power, or more intentionalized, so there basically is more power, more pressure on that strain. And then you view how that tension in your whole spirit forms your body and how it interacts with the muscles, and you look at your body where the next move should be, so the muscles are how you want them to be. It's actually really helpful, this technique, to train your body. It kind of gets difficult to do then exercise to it. Even walking kind of becomes weird because it feels like you would push in your belly all the time, but that's not true. True if you just push pressure on your body. At some point you realize that the muscles do the job. Like they just then take away a certain aspect of fat, and your body just becomes kind of flattened out. Yeah. So I wish you a nice day. As said, my spirit guide, she always uses this to a different degree. I think woman, I don't know. What do you do actually? Oh, okay. She says she's using that in the sense that she puts emotion in a sense to what do you do actually? I forgot it already. Kind of weird in the state. Oh. So she's not training on fat or something like it. She's training on the idea of pushing yourself out of your body, but not pushing yourself too much far out. So it actually becomes something like not the pressure reverted on you, but the pressure to be reverted out in emotion, basically. She could explain that better, but she doesn't want to right now, and she doesn't need to. Because I think women get this pattern, and if this is true for men, it's also true for women. Because men just need to push the power in on themselves, and women need to push them to a degree out into the fat, but not really the fat. With women, they have something different, which is also muscles, but the muscles of women are structured differently. So I believe I'm not the best in this. I'm not an expert, and I really don't want to define woman or man. If I'm not a woman, I can't really define what a woman is or what aspect she has. What? Ah. And she says she doesn't do that to the archetype, but rather to the idea of an archetype. So not the idea to the archetype, but the archetype to an idea. Yeah. So I wish you a nice day.